Come on, Team Cowboys!
Angry Cowboys fan, are you down to ride? Angry Cowboys fan, are you down to ride? Drop a like on the video, go ahead and subscribe.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. And Cowboys Nation, your man Cam Newton came with his hot take. And I say hot take because that's what he called the segment on his show, 4th and 1. He watched a segment of Shady McCoy on the facility about Dak Prescott. They have the same type of segment about Dak Prescott every single week, but they just name it differently. This time it's about Dak Prescott being his last year as a Dallas Cowboy. The other week it was Dak Prescott and who's under the most pressure when it comes to the QBs in the NFL. Whatever they can do to make those stories about the Dallas Cowboys, they will do. During Cam Newton's 4th and 1, Cam Newton goes in depth as to why Dak Prescott's on his last leg as the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. So we're going to take a listen to the 3 clips that I got for y'all, and y'all know what we're going to do. We're going to come back and unpack this raw and uncut. So, angry Cowboys fans, let's take a listen to the first clip from Cam Newton's 4th and 1.
So Dak ain't the answer in Dallas?
That door is closing.
Okay.
It's closing. Mm-hmm. And you say, Cam, you what you mean?
What you mean? Yeah, you got to elaborate on that.
Okay. When I go back and I look at the lineage of the Dallas Cowboys, okay, Dak has had well enough options. When you go back and look at the dynasty, you know, when they went on that 90s run, right? Troy Aikman had Emmitt Smith.
Baller.
Dak had a successful running game with Pollard as well as Ezekiel Elliott.
Yep. Yeah, that was a good Zeke.
This was eating a bowl of cereal, Zeke.
Zeke the break.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This was abs showing Zeke, not belly abs.
That's facts.
He also had, Troy Aikman had Michael Irvin.
Okay.
Well, as we talk about the amenities that was on Dak Prescott's resort, by way of Dallas, Arlington, Texas, however you want to call it, my boy done had some options.
Yeah,
you hear me? Now we go in.
Lord have mercy, Cowboys Nation. And I know what the Dak detractors are going to say. I know what the Dak haters are going to say. Well, how's Angry going to defend Dak now? Well, to be totally honest with you, every damn quarterback faces a closing window. The damn Super Bowl champions could be facing a closing window this year. The Kansas City Chiefs could be facing a closing door, and to my knowledge, it's not up to one person to keep that door open. It's not up to one person to open that door. It's up to an entire organization to make sure that that window of opportunity stays open. If any quarterback can do it alone, Joe Burrow would be a Super Bowl winning quarterback. But I digress, Cowboys Nation. But jumping into the second clip, Cam Newton continues on his hot takes. So let's go ahead and take a listen so we can come back and talk about it. Roll that second clip.
With the defense, now this is where it gets real spicy here.
Okay.
Because Troy Aikman only had one lockdown guy that we know of, you know what I'm saying?
Prime time.
Prime. Well, Dak Prescott had Stephon Gilmore as well as Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah. Micah on there too.
What more do you need? So, man, I wouldn't be me or we wouldn't be us if we ain't keep it above.
Keep it a bean.
You dig what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
I'm saying to myself as I'm getting ready for this, Dak, Dallas. You know, I can't even really talk to Dallas. This is a message towards Dak Prescott specifically.
Revisionist history is a mofo, Cowboys Nation. We'll sit up here and talk about what a Super Bowl winning quarterback in Troy Aikman had and didn't have. Well, we all know what Troy Aikman was without Emmitt Smith. We all saw what the Dallas Cowboys were when they first got Jimmy Johnson in 1989. 1-15 with a first-time head coach in the NFL in Jimmy Johnson. In 1990, 7-9, fourth in the division. 1991, 11-5, and a loss in the divisional round. It wasn't until Jimmy Johnson's fourth year as the Dallas Cowboys head coach where we made it to the Super Bowl and we won. The fourth year, Cowboys Nation. Now here we sit, expecting Brian Schottenheimer to do what the great Jimmy Johnson couldn't do and get to a Super Bowl in his first year. You know we're going to talk about this during my Raw and Uncut portion, right? You know we're going to talk about this. So please make sure you sit around and stick around for it. But anyway, jumping into the last clip, Cam Newton says something that myself and a number of Cowboys content creators have already said. So let's go ahead and take a listen so we can come back and unpack this Raw and Uncut.
This door is closing.
32 now.
Because if you don't succeed this year, and I mean, this is not even championship or bust.
Yep.
Get yourself together,
Come
Peggy.
on, because Dallas is messing me up. Dallas is messing me up.
I know Jerry don't want me to say it.
Jerry getting scary in here.
But I'm going to say it.
Talk to me, bud.
Dak Prescott, if you do not perform this year, that door is going to close. And income, drum roll, please. Arch Manning.
Oh, man, come on, Cam. You had to put that drum roll in there? You had to make it so suspenseful? Did you know that myself and Attack on Cowboys have said this in previous videos before? You know what? Let's go ahead and get into it. Y'all ready for this Raw and Uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. Man, I tell you, Cam Newton said Arch Manning like he was the first one to come to that conclusion, Cowboys Nation. Cam, you're about 2 to 3 months behind with this proclamation. Cowboys content creators have been saying this, and there was no drum roll needed. You didn't have to put no drum roll on it, Cam. There's no suspense. This is something that has been complimented on by a number of Dallas Cowboys content creators. You might want to watch us, Cam. But Cowboys Nation, you got to remember 2 things with this whole diatribe that Cam Newton went on. One, it's the month of June, in between mini camp and training camp. These talking heads don't have anything better to do, so they're going to come up with these hot takes. And 2, he said it was a damn hot take. He acknowledged that this was a hot take, and that's the only way I can look at this because I honestly can't believe that he believes this being a former quarterback in the NFL and all. But it's things like this that gives these detractors all the ammunition needed to not give these athletes the props that they deserve. They will say anything to degrade these athletes, even though they couldn't walk a mile in their shoes. They probably couldn't even walk 5 yards in their shoes. You see, Cowboys Nation? There is another side of the coin when it comes to Dallas Cowboys content creation as well as sports media. Some of us will take this opportunity to make great content to inform and educate the people who watch it. Others make content to capitalize and to denigrate. You have a figure like Stuart Scott on one side while having the other side occupied by talking heads like Stephen A. Smith or Skip Bayless. If you look at the landscape of Cowboys content creation just on YouTube, you will see who the Stuart Scott figures are, and you will see who the Stephen A. Smith figures are. Content creators that take this as an opportunity to educate their viewers while representing the star. That's your Stuart Scott guys. Those who continuously complain, degrade, and come up with hot takes on one player specifically, that's your Skip Bayless or your Stephen A. Smith side of the sports world. I prefer, for my sake, to be like Stuart Scott. May he rest in peace. But let's not get it twisted, Cowboys Nation. You don't have to like everybody on the team, but if they're on the team, they have to be there for a reason, and you should give them the same respect and support that the most popular player gets on the team. Some people will say that Dak Prescott doesn't show up for playoff games, but those same people will call Micah Parsons a dog even though he hasn't recorded 1 sack in the postseason. Not one of our running backs have ran over 100 yards in the postseason. So many things that have gone wrong with the Dallas Cowboys in the postseason, but the fans who barely know football will blame the failures on one person. And I know, Cowboys Nation, I know, Angry Cowboys fan family, I made this video about a few weeks ago. But after seeing Jay Tuck's live yesterday as well as Cam Newton's segment today, I have to come to the conclusion that it's more than just professional hatred when it comes to the quarterback position of the Dallas Cowboys. These people hate Dak Prescott for some other reason. I don't know if he stole their chick or something. I don't know what happened, but they hate his guts. They prey on his downfall. They laugh at his shortcomings. They try to contradict any type of positivity that somebody could say about that player. They list off all these things, but when you come to them with actual facts, they have an excuse as to why those facts are misleading. Some of these people will go to the lengths of hoping negativity on the entire team so that they can blame it on one player and they can say that, I was right. I'm sorry, but that's not a true fan to me, Cowboys Nation. If I support a team, I'm not going to hope or wish negativity on that team so I can say that I was right. Even if I don't agree with who's at the quarterback position, I won't jinx my squad because at the end of the day, it's about the Dallas Cowboys and not just one player. So, Cowboys Nation, I'm going to ask Cam Newton a question, seeing that he played the quarterback position at a very high level. Cam, was it easy for you to make it to a Super Bowl? Did you win said Super Bowl? Did you do it without any help? Were you the person that lifted every other player's level of play on the Carolina Panthers when you made it to the Super Bowl? Did you have to do it in spite of your coaching and your management? See, you compared the Dak-led Dallas Cowboys to the Troy Aikman-led Dallas Cowboys, saying that Troy Aikman had nothing to work with while Dak Prescott had plenty. You compared Stephon Gilmore to prime-time Deion Sanders while not mentioning the dogs that the Cowboys had on both sides of the ball during the Troy Aikman era. I can only say that the comparison that you made is super disingenuous and it only furthers your narrative and your hot take. For its time, the 90s Dallas Cowboys, the 90s Super Bowl winning Dallas Cowboys had a squad with impeccable coaching. And you're going to say that Dak Prescott had that same thing while being the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys? That Mike McCarthy is just as good or better than Jimmy Johnson as a coach? That Jason Garrett is just as good or better than Jimmy Johnson? At some time, these people, these fans need to wake up and understand how football works because the shock value will only get you so far in this content creation space. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. Cowboys Nation, I apologize for the absence. For those who know, I've been dealing with my brother's passing, and I'll have to go back down to North Carolina to finally lay him to rest next week. I'll do my best to continue to bring y'all this raw and uncut content while I'm down here. Just know that I haven't given up on you, I haven't forgotten about you, and the Angry Cowboys fan is going to continue to roll on in the name of my brother Rick. I'm just having to be the leader of our family. I'm having to be the leader that our family needs during this sad time. But what do y'all feel about this video? Do you agree or do you disagree with Cam Newton's take? Y'all know how we do things. We always talk about it in the comments section. If you're digging this content and want to join a bunch of wonderful Dallas Cowboys fans as we continue to root on our Dallas Cowboys no matter what, drop a like on this video and share it with anybody that you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan. If you are DC for life and you're more of a glass half full type of Dallas Cowboys fan, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, film breakdown, or Madden 25 or College Football 25 gameplay. It's extremely easy to take for granted the things that we're used to having, the things that we are used to having in our lives. Once we've lost those things, we beg for their return. Let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater because you will honestly be honoring the baby once the baby's gone. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. I love you, Rick, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys fan podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.